Good evening, and welcome to Oregon City Pioneer Stadium for the 2024 OGLA State Championship final game between the number 2 Jesuit Crusaders and the number 3 Oregon Episcopal School Hartmann. In accordance with the OGLA and USA lacrosse rules of sportsmanship, we ask all fans to respect our players, coaches, and officials, and work to keep tonight's atmosphere positive. Now to introduce the OES Orangeworks from the Portland League. Playing tonight for the Orangeworks, number 2, Samantha O'Brien. Number 4, Zoe Ball. Number 5, Ruby Gibbs. Number 6, Richard Murphy. Number 7, Stella Burnett. Number 8, Margot Kinsis. Number 9, Leonie Heineke. Number 10, Kate Van Smith. Number 11, Ruby Mackey. Number 12, Ariel Carroll. Lucky number 13, Charlotte Gibson. Number 14, Madeline Raymond. Number 18, Tatum Hillis. Number 19, Kendall Cooney. Number 21, Emily Hendrickson. Number 23, Ellie Johnson. Number 24, Isabella Gombia. Number 25, Evelyn Ettinger. Number 26, Zoe Olson. Number 30, Celine Bergen. Number 33, Joseph Cobos. Number 35, Anna Farley. And number 41, Ruby Halvin. Coaching the Yardmarks, Sean Patrick, assisted by Meredith Pring, Bo Taylor. Now playing for the Jesuit Crusaders. Number 1, Lucy Maddox. Number 2, Courtney Britt. Number 3, Macy McDonald. Number 4, Taylor Young. Number 5, Vivian. Number 6, Hazel Mackey. Number 7, G. Number 8, Kate Gabrielson. Number 9, Number 10, Taylor Stallman. Coached by Lauren Nike, assisted by Vanessa Stalwell, John Knight, and Maddie Bilodeau. All right, folks, if you please stand and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
Whose broad stripes and bright Good evening, Oregon lacrosse fans. Welcome to your 2024 OGLA State Championship semifinal. We have OES versus Jesuit tonight coming up first. I'm Britt Hartmann, and I have Sean Hansen with me. Sean, how's your night going?
Night's going great, Britt. Thanks for having me.
All right, what are we looking for? What led to these teams getting to the semifinal? What do we know so far?
Well, I think the road has been paved for Jesuit. They have the last, arguably, 4. 2020 was obviously cut, and 2021 OGLA did not recognize the state championship. But Jesuit's been here. They've been making it to the state finals, and so I think it's familiar territory. OES this has kind of been their hurdle that they haven't quite been able to get a hold of and get over. So they're obviously looking for an opportunity here to kind of climb the mountain and take over Jesuit, who's on their way to another Pete. Obviously, they've played already this year, and Jesuit beat OES back in April, 19-7. So I'm sure OES has felt like they've grown, and they're ready to play again.
19-7. That's a pretty high-scoring game. Do we expect that high of a scoring game tonight?
Great question. I think Jesuit's primed to put up points. I think OES has been able to hold themselves a little bit accountable defensively. The problem is Jesuit has a lot of weapons, so you never know kind of where they're coming from. They play good team ball. I was talking with Coach Patrick over at OES earlier today, and he mentioned they're really focused on their communication and trying to shut things down and play together as a team. So that defensive unit, they have a lot of work to do tonight, unfortunately. But I know Coach Patrick feels like this is their opportunity. He's got himself a great staff, and I think we're excited to see this first draw.
Absolutely. Lead officials starting out the draw. Looks like we have number 7, Stella Barnett. Oh, apologies, check that. Number 7, Gigi Abernathy for Jesuit. And it looks like number 11, Ruby Mackey on the draw.
Yeah, Gigi's a beast off the draw. Abernathy's one of the state leaders in the top 10. So probably looking to do a self-draw to start. However, Ruby has the height on her. So might be looking to change up. Just right there, you saw Mackey actually move her feet, so she might be looking to do a different draw, but no positions changed in where the outside players are.
Loose ball on the ground. Looks like it's coming up OES. Ruby Mackey with the draw control.
It's the start you want to have if you're OES. First draw. But Jesuit's riding really hard right now, making it really difficult for OES to transition the ball, and there it is.
Errant pass, out of bounds, turnover, Jesuit ball. Looks like number 10, Kate Vance, picking up the ball. Jesuit safely makes it over the restraining line. Looking to set up an offense. Georgia Daskalos with the ball on the far side.
Yeah, and Jesuit wastes no time right there. They're already into their offense. Had multiple cutters who were open. Nice hard dodge.
Nice dodge.
And that is Quinley Handley. She is first team and actually ended up being player of the year for the Metro League. So
impressive feat.
Yeah, no kind of surprise there. Committed to UPenn, so obviously an excellent player. And just a quick dodge, split dodge right there, and hard drive to cage.
Able to drag the goalie to one side and finish on the opposite. That's the hardest ball to stop as a goalie, would you say, Sean?
I mean, it depends on the goalie. Obviously, different tracking, different methods. I think that's something OES is going to have to do, is give their goalie the best chance, and whatever her best looks are is what they're going to need to do. That was right from the top, so that meant Hanley could place it literally anywhere. She had the opportunity to shoot in any corner, and that's tough for a goalie to face, I think. But, it was an outside shot, so maybe the ability to track there was an opportunity.
Absolutely. We got Gigi Abernathy and Ruby Mackey on the draw again. OES with the draw control, 2 in a row.
It was an excellent draw control there. Ellie Johnson just hot off the mark. full steam ahead.
Errant ball. Coming up, OES. Great ground ball pickup there. Ruby Mackey with the ball up top. OES looking to set something up. Ruby Hartmann with the drive. Looks like the official's calling a cross check. Were we inside the CSA there, Sean?
Yeah, so it looks like we're going to have a free position here, 8-meter opportunity. Hartmann has a kind of a cannon of an arm.
Looks like she's a lefty too, which bodes well. We had a held flag, looks like through the sphere from the third official in the back here. Looks like she'll get another chance.
Yeah, so just a safety call there. Stick a little too close to the head noggin. And maybe even a better hash here. It looks like the goalie might be baiting her a little bit. She's kind of off to her
Cheating
stick
to the right
side.
side,
Yeah.
False start. Looks like a defensive false start. This is a funny rule in the high school. Both players actually have to go behind now. So that might give OES an opportunity to find someone on the backside. Ooh, pipe, top shot.
Oh.
Jesuit with the chase, able to get the ball.
Yeah, so lacrosse is one of those funny sports that on a shot, it's closest to the ball when the ball goes out of bounds who gets the ball. So a little bit different there, and that's why both players kind of ran after the ball. I feel like the officials are calling it tight.
Pretty tight, yeah. Probably trying to make sure that there aren't any wild plays once the players get tired. Errant pass on the far side. Looks like OES is able to pick up the ball. Ruby Mackey with the ball. Jesuit dropping into their ride. Their high pressure ride is really going to give them some fits for OES to get over safely. Dasklos with the pressure. Gigi Abernathy. OES able to get over the 30 safely. It's freshman Claire Comstock. Moves it to number 5, Vivian Bach. Amy Mackey with the ball at the top. OES being patient here, it looks like. Ruby Gibbs with the drive. Ruby Gibbs setting a pick, trying to get Ruby Mackey open. Jesuit with a great crash to be able to stop that drive.
It's a long attacking set here for OES, but I like their patience right now. I don't think the shooting space call there. I don't think OES is going to want to get into a foot race with Jesuit, so I think it's actually really smart of them to slow things down and find their best opportunity.
Move that ball around. Looks like junior Ellie Johnson on the free position. Jesuit gets a stick on it. OES has the close positioning to get that chase, keep the ball in their possession.
Yeah, I think OES is going to have to be patient tonight. The less Jesuit has the ball in their stick, honestly, the better. So I like their start here of really trying to find their best opportunity. They have had a couple 8 meters now that they've missed on, but I think that was just to Jesuit's ability. Give them credit where credit's due. They were able to get those checks.
Little flip pass up top. Got a cross check on the far side. Looks like we were between the 8 and the 12, so this setup is a little bit different. You set it at the 12, and you only have to clear the lane instead of the entire zone. A little easier to defend there. Ruby Gibbs with the ball.
Yeah, and in that particular situation, I would have liked to see them work the ball around more because there was a 2v1 on the backside with the two that had kind of moved to the ball, but they just did one pass and then kind of drove right back to the area where they were working.
Yeah, it looks like they keep trying to drive from the top. As a coach, where would you hope to get the ball moving, Sean?
I don't mind the drive from the top right now. What I would love to see is that elbow just work the slip a little bit more. And what I mean by that is kind of draw away that second slide. Jesuit, as you mentioned, is doing a good job crashing, but that's because they're not, OES isn't working enough off ball.
Ruby helping with the ball. Looks like they're trying to set an on-ball pick there. OES still being patient, looking for the right look through the middle.
Yeah, no shot clock at the high school level, so, you know, we're already almost through, halfway through the first quarter here, and it's mainly been OES just working the ball, working on their.
Got a cross-check. Looks like number 15, Odessa Knight, a little bit too aggressive on that contact there. Gives number 23, Ellie Johnson, the ball at the top of 12.
So going back to your question, Britt, is see how 19 over on the side right now has a little bit too on Jesuits pulling. Oh, and they almost got that 2v1.
They almost got the 2v1. I see what you mean. Good hustle play on the backside. Number 13, Charlotte Gibson with the pickup.
Yeah, and again, just OES giving themselves an additional opportunities here. So that's smart play. Good hustle. Oh, that was a good slip by Ruby Mackey right there. That was kind of the idea I was looking for. Unfortunately, errant pass, but lucky OES picked it up there.
Oof, held flag and a goal. Number 11, Ruby Mackey. OES able to be patient. Looks like we have a yellow card on the play. Number 4, Taylor Young with a check to the head on that play. That's what that held flag was for. Sean, talk to me about lacrosse and how that held flag is a little bit different than some other sports.
Yeah, so it's basically advantage play at that point, and they're wanting not to penalize the attacker, and they're giving the attacker the opportunity to continue the play, and then if the opportunity either dissipates or the attacker pulls it out, then they would whistle, or if they end up shot, the official would just put that flag away. Britt, you officiate a little bit here in Oregon. Wouldn't that be draw, no draw, and ball to OES?
So actually, if the foul does not happen, it looks like they're going to give it to him.
Okay.
There are some officials that call it differently. There's a bit of a disconnect from that rule. But yeah, since the foul did happen, they give the yellow card after the play. They were able to give possession to OES, but unfortunately they threw that ball away. Gigi Abernathy able to come up with a caused turnover. Looks like we have Jesuit on the far side. Looks to fake inside. Quinny Hanley with the ball.
So OES does have that extra player right now, so they tried to double team.
They were able to get a big stop by number 18, Tatum Hillis.
And that ride that you mentioned earlier, OES is having a little bit of trouble with it, finding the open players. I think they're just a little bit too congested right now and need to fill those lanes.
Need to find a way to get calm under pressure. One of the hardest things is being able to find an accurate pass when you're in that kind of pressure, would you say, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the player. I think the thing you don't want to do is stop your feet. So it's just important to continue to move.
Jesuit able to come up with, able to come up with the ball, got fouled in the possession of that ground ball. It's huge to come up with a caused turnover when you're down a player on that far side. We're coming up close on the end of that yellow card there. It looks like they'll re-enter in about 30 seconds. So Jesuit's going to probably try to keep possession until that yellow card is over.
Well, almost an errant pass there.
Towards the goal.
Some people up in the booth thought that one might bounce in. Great back check there. Cooney for OES.
Might have been a bit of an empty stick check there, but Jesuit gets fouled with the pickup. Number 23, Claire Comstock with that ball.
just have 2 minutes left in the quarter here. And a 1-1 game. I don't know if this is what I had on my bingo card.
Definitely not what I had on my bingo card. One goal, it's almost a soccer score.
Blumhart, or Coach Lakey now.
Yeah.
I have to get used to that. Congratulations to Coach Lakey for getting married this summer. With the smart timeout, things were just getting a little frantic. I think it's, her years, fourth year as the head coach at Jesuit, 9th year with the program. Smart timeout there to just calm her players down. They graduated quite a few seniors last year, so 10 new players to her varsity roster. 6 of them are first year, so I think just taking a moment to kind of have everyone catch their breath, just remind them you've been here before, and take a minute to,
breathe.
Yeah, just reestablish what got you here in the first place. On the other side, I think OES is holding their own. I think their ability to hold on to the ball and get second opportunities has been huge for them. If they want to come out with the W, though, I do think they're going to have to be better in the midfield.
How so?
Right now, they're just having trouble with the transition. Jesuit's ride is causing them a little bit of problems. In Oregon lacrosse, like, some of the teams are very varying. So Jesuits, had losses, or OES, has losses to Jesuit, Grant, and LO, which are all top teams in the state. So I think they have had the ability to just run it. You're going to have to pass it against Jesuit, and you're going to have to move the ball quickly and efficiently and through the thirds. And what I mean by the thirds is if you look out on the field where these football hashes are, there's a middle lane with those hashes and then an outside, 2 outside lanes. And what I would like to see them do is pass the ball quickly through each of those lanes.
Prior to the pressure getting to them.
Yeah, exactly. And not let that swarm, not let those double teams from Jesuit come as quickly. But, it's been a great start. This is what you want to see in these semifinal games, is just an awesome
competitiveness.
Competitive from both teams. And, both teams are going hard for the GBs and committing to any extra opportunities they can. So, awesome start, I think.
So this was a possession timeout, so that ball's going to go back to where the ball was stopped when Lakey called that timeout. So you'll notice that OES is able to get above the ball here. They're trying to get into the ride and give that kind of pressure that Jesuit's been given back to them. Quinny Hanley able to beat that almost triple team there. OES unable to seal that double team, but unfortunately, an errant cradle sends the ball out of bounds, and OES is able to get that on the far side. Quick swing through Ruby Mackey. Out to number 21, Emily Hendrickson. Ooh, big check from number 7, Gigi Abernathy. Still OES's ball. Up to Ruby Halpin.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about right there, is that run. She just ran herself into 4 Jesuit players right there. Right now, Gibson's open on the third lane. Good. And then one more pass up to that outside player.
Prior to running into that pressure,
yeah.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, if she could have passed it up to Cooney, I think that's the move there.
Big caused turnover by Jesuit, and an errant quick pass out of bounds. These caused turnovers are going to be the death of both teams, what would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think both teams are probably going to settle in. I think Jesuit's a little more self-inflicted right now. I think some of the pressure from Jesuit is getting to OES. But yeah, I think Jesuit's going to end up settling in the second or third quarter. They've been here before, and they'll find it. So even right there, if Mackey can just pass it up to Johnson, there we go. Now they're over the restraining line, and there's only 25 seconds left in the period here, so I think OES is going to have to look to go to goal quickly.
One of the interesting things about lacrosse also is with the addition of quarters, the clock does not stop between the first and second quarter, so they're hoping to set that up quickly and get a quick goal with 4, 3. Oh, got a shot off, but it wasn't enough. And that's the end of the first quarter.
Folks, that's the end of the first quarter.
We're just going to take a quick break for the first quarter, and we'll be back with you here in just 2 minutes.
All right, welcome back to the second quarter of our state semifinal matchup between OES and Jesuit. It's got a 1-1 game, pretty low scoring. Sean, what are you telling your coaches during this, or what are you telling your players as a coach during this break?
You know, I think if I'm OES, I'm happy with the first quarter. They had a ton of possession. They were able to get multiple looks on cage, you know, and they followed up, which I think is huge. So girls are obviously hungry to get a W here. I think if I'm Jesuit, I think the thing that I would want them to focus on is just the errant passes, settling in a little bit and just transitioning the ball. You know, at the end of the day, it's just catch and throw, and I think Jesuit's completely capable of that. So I think Coach Lakey's probably just reminding her players, like, hey, we've been here before. Let's settle in. This is easy stuff for us. Let's just get the ball over the restraining line, and we'll get quality looks on cage. So opportunities for both teams to improve, but I think either one has an opportunity here to take an early lead, and it's all going to come down to the draw.
Absolutely. One thing that might start becoming a factor, it looks like one side of the field is shaded, so Jesuit goalie does not have the sun in their face. OES goalie will, so might play a factor in this quarter until the sun starts to go down. We got number 11, Ruby Mackey, on the draw with number 7, Gigi Abernathy.
Yeah, so we've only had one draw so far, and that one went low. That was the exact opposite. It was a self-draw.
Ball on the ground. OES with the ball. Transitioning down the field, looking for a quick pass to Ruby Gibbs. Ball on the ground, but Charlotte Gibson with the pickup. Working the ball up top, Ruby Mackey moving it over to Ruby Halpin.
As you mentioned, Halpin's a lefty. I think they're trying to get her an open look on that elbow, but they're just crowding a little bit too much, and Jesuit's able to get to the slides.
Working the ball around the backside, taking it through X, maybe trying to find a different look.
Yeah, that first segment, that first quarter, we really saw OES looking to...
Kendall Cooney with a big lane and a drive and a feed to number 41, Ruby Halpin, with the goal.
And that's really hard to stop right there because that was a drive and then an open feed and then a shot just right on the doorstep. Really hard to stop for Hester, Jesuit's goalie right there. But great look from OES. I mean, I think if I'm Coach Patrick, I'm ecstatic with this right now. Up 2-1 in the second quarter.
11 minutes remaining. Looks like they were looking for that lane for Ruby to step into, number 41. They found it.
Yeah, again, just being patient, setting up what they wanted. Just Cooney off the drive, and then that pass inside to Halpin, who has a cannon of a shot. I was talking with Coach Patrick earlier, and he was just singing her praises about her power and her placement. And, you know, she's just a first year, and she ended up making first team. So I think that says a lot about what other coaches in the league have been seeing from her as well. She's OES's goal leader. I'm told she has some brothers, a twin brother and an older brother. And so lots of opportunities to get shots with the bros.
Absolutely. Number 7, Gigi Abernathy, and Ruby Mackey, number 11 for OES with the draw. Looks like it's coming up OES, number 23, Ellie Johnson. That ride from Jesuit really trying to slow them down. Got a through the sphere call. Stays OES.
And Johnson usually doesn't wear a helmet, but she actually got a stick to the face the other night in one of their playoff games, and has a couple stitches right now on her eye. And so opted to wear the helmet for obviously safety reasons. Don't want the stitches opening up, but I think that just speaks to her character right there of she's a tough kid and she's out here competing with her team and nothing's going to stop her.
Absolutely. Number 11, Ruby Mackey up top with the ball, looking to set something up, pulling that drive and pulling back out, sending and finding 41, Ruby Halpin.
Slides coming.
Got a held flag over there for a cross check. Looks like they're giving her the first inside hash. Pretty dangerous for a lefty shooter, would you say?
Yeah, it looks like she's going righty up. Oh, switched to her left hand there. I've noticed she's stopped on the last two. Let's see if she'll just drive in hard and take the angle that she's given.
Great crash by Jesuit with a foul through the sphere. Looks like she'll get another opportunity. Bit of extracurriculars. Looks like number 8, Margot Kitsis, did not hear the, oh, apologies, check that. Kate Gabrielson did not hear the whistle.
Halpin's going back to that same hash. I really just think she needs to take 2 steps in and just get a shot on cage. Maybe a bouncer here.
Able to protect it, but Jesuit got a stick on it. Way over the top. Jesuit with the ground ball. Swinging it to the far side. Oop, back onto the far side of the field. OES trying to set up their ride. Forcing some errant passes. Looks like number 1, Lucy Maddox, able to get the ball. Trying to transition, looking for Georgia Daskalos. OES with a great contact on that ride there to try to slow them down. Oh, a little bit of contact there, might have been missed. And an empty stick check, it's gonna go OES's ball.
So I'd really love to see someone from OES fill this 3rd lane towards the press box. I think everyone needs to be looking for passes right now. Bullard in the middle needs to be looking for passes, and they need to have someone on this outside.
Ruby Mackey able to find Charlotte Gibson out of that triple, maybe even quadruple team.
I think she felt the pressure there and then
Absolutely
kind of forced the pass a little bit.
Quinny Hanley able to come up with that ground ball.
OES girls aren't giving up easy, though. Almost all of them are riding. All of them are getting above the ball. All of them are trying to force a pass with Jesuit. You know, here we are again, almost halfway through a quarter, and Jesuit really hasn't seen the ball that much.
Lucy Maddox with the ball, driving in. I hear Lucy Maddox has a bit of a nickname going for Jesuit. I heard it last year. What is it, Sean?
Yeah, it's I don't know if they still call her this, but at indoor a couple years ago, they called her 4 feet of heat.
She is fiery for sure. Looks like we had a held flag potentially for 3 seconds.
Oh, I'm going to get a yellow card.
A yellow card for check to the head. Number, is that 23? 33. Josephine Kobos.
Josephine Kobos with a check to the head. That's a 2-minute penalty.
Nice hash, and probably not someone you want on a hash.
Quinny Handley, number 11.
Yeah.
Oof, bounce shot right at the top of the goal circle, able to get that underneath the top pipe. Those are one of the hardest ones to stop as a goalie as well. Really changes the direction. We are at 2-2. 6 minutes and 56 seconds left. Still a low-scoring game, Sean.
Yeah, I think the midfield's still causing both teams a little bit of fits. Probably neither coach getting as many looks on cage as they want. I do think the key for OES is just what they've been doing, which is once they get possession, just find the best look, work the ball around. Looks like OES is changing things up on the circle a little bit. I don't know if Mackey's trying to go out to Johnson, but Johnson has been coming up huge with the draw controls, so that's probably where I'd put it. It seems like a matchup they're able to win. But Mackey also has a lot of height, so I wouldn't be surprised if they could self-draw either.
Ruby Mackey and Gigi Abernathy on the draw again. Big pull over her back there. Coming up, Ruby Halpin, OES.
Yeah, I think that, unfortunately, was a little bit of friendly fire there. I think Abernathy going for the ball as well as her teammate on the circle, and ended up with OES. So if I was OES, I would just keep working the ball around. Right now, they're obviously player down, so got to keep the ball hot and just keep moving it so that double team can't affect your pressure. As soon as it comes again, move it again.
Ruby Mackey with the ball, able to beat that double team. Looking for a pass to Charlotte Gibson behind the cage.
Yeah, no possession clock here at the high school, so there's like no rush, no need for OES to go to cage, except for if the pressure gets to them.
Looks like Jesuit's trying to send that double team quickly. Got to check through the sphere against Ruby Halpin. Number 4, Taylor Young, looks like the offender. They have to go 4 behind. And we are outside the CSA, so it can be a self-start. Ruby Halpin trying to get out of that double team, moving it to Johnson. Quick turn to find Ruby Mackey. They're spread way out to try to keep the possession and keep the double team running for Jesuit. Johnson with the ball. Long pass over to number 19, Kendall Cooney. Back to Johnson. Looks like Jesuit's defense is getting a little tired from that high pressure.
Yeah, there's kind of always a balance with this act right here is
Ruby Mackey with the drive.
If you send the pressure and you don't get it, are you wearing out your own team there? But ends up going in Jesuit's favor as they get the ball back.
Quinny Hanley with the big transition, moving coast to coast. Finds number 7, Gigi Abernathy with a big shot. Luckily, Jesuit able to chase and get that back up. That's Kate Gabrielson, number 8.
So card was released during that time. So back to even.
Lucy Maddox with the ball on the far side for Jesuit. Big drive and dodge, draws 2, moves it to Georgia Daskalos. Great crash by OES. Georgia Daskalos with a pass inside. Big save. Bounce shot by Gigi Abernathy. Huge save by number 18, Tatum Hillis. Quick clear out to Ruby Mackey on the far side. That ride from Jesuit, getting a cause turnover. Number 7, Gigi Abernathy with a full head of steam and a goal. Great goal by number 7, Gigi Abernathy. We are at 3-2 with 3 minutes and 55 seconds left in the quarter, which means 3 minutes and 55 seconds left in the half.
And again, that was just caused by Jesuit's ride, giving themselves another opportunity. You know, OES was trying to run it out there with Hendrickson, and I think they're just going to have to pass. They might not be used to that with all the teams they've played, but that's the way to beat a ride, just some quick ball movement.
Jesuit switching up the draw a little bit. They're putting number 8, Kate Gabrielson, against number 11, Ruby Mackey.
So Abernathy on the circle now against Gibbs, and then we got still Ellie Johnson, who's been able to come up with some of these balls for OES. Oh, early.
Looks like blue went early. Officials are trying to talk it out. Yep, white ball. 8 for Jesuit, Kate Gabrielson with the ball.
So unfortunate error there by Mackey, giving Jesuit another opportunity here. OES is gonna have to play some sound defense.
Ooh, trying to force through a double team there. Got lucky. Kept possession.
In college, that would have been a green card as OES stepped over, but no
defensive offsides here for green cards. Ooh, bounce shot by number 11, Quinny Handley.
And Handley with another.
Shooting that through traffic was probably difficult for Tatum Hillis to see. Good finish with that bounce shot. Those are really working for them today.
Yeah, they might have to switch things up to stop Hadley now because I think that's her 3rd goal of the game, and so they might have to switch things up. I know when they played Ida B. Wells earlier this year, you know, they had an opportunity to shut down a player, so they opted to face guard. So we'll see how the rest of the game goes, but that might be something Coach Patrick looks to do, is face guard Hadley and just keep the ball out of her stick. Again, Jesuit does have a multitude of weapons, so I could see them not doing that, but if she's going to put the team on her back and score all the goals, they're going to have to look to make an adjustment for the second half.
Hanley showing why she's the player of the year for their league right now. We have number 8, Kate Gabrielson, and Number 11, Ruby Mackey for the draw again. Going straight up, staying with Jesuit. 8, Kate Gabrielson with that draw control. Quick pass out to number 7, Gigi Abernathy. Full head of steam, driving through. Fake high, shoot low, and a goal. Number 7, Gigi Abernathy with that huge level change. Faked, got the goalie to jump, shot low. Really tough to stop.
Yeah, now the momentum is all Jesuit's way. Oh,
got a
no
timeout
surprise there, yeah. Coach Patrick's gonna call a timeout here, discuss things.
So we have a couple really effective weapons with Quinny Hanley and Gigi Abernathy. If there are 2 that are scoring goals pretty productively for Jesuit, what are you telling OES in the circle here? What are you trying to get your team to do?
I think it all starts with the draw. You know, Jesuit's now been able to win a few and just drive straight to goal. So I think they might need to switch things up or switch their positioning if they don't have another draw taker. Allow themselves another 50-50 opportunity, because when they were hitting the turf or they were going towards Johnson's side, OES was able to come up with it. Again, I think the key to this game for OES is keeping the ball out of Jesuit sticks as much as possible. So going to start with the draw there. If they can't win it, I think they might have to make a defensive adjustment, because the last few goals have kind of just been drive hard to goal. You know, Jesuit hasn't really set it up in offense. It's kind of just been hard drives, great shot placements from Jesuit. And so looking for some more opportunities there, and that might mean either dropping back an extra player for OES or just the ability to slide earlier. But, you know, Jesuit's too good with too many weapons for this to get too out of hand too early. And now they're up 3, and, you know, back-to-back goals were scored in less than 20 seconds. So that happened quickly.
Absolutely. Win the draw, rule the world, right?
That's what Whitman says.
Time wrapping up here. We have Jesuit with a score of 5, OES with a score of 2. We have 3 minutes and 3 seconds left in this quarter. Let's see how OES responds after calling this timeout. Try to figure out a way to put a stop to their fast break goals and continue to try to fight for possession.
Yeah, all the momentum right now going Jesuit's ways. Last few goals were scored within 30 seconds, and then another one within 20 seconds, and it's just going to be make it, take it if OES can't find a way to win the draw right now.
Absolutely. They need a draw and a goal here. It's going to make it a hard halftime if they don't get one soon.
I wouldn't even mind them winning the draw and waiting for last possession, honestly. If they can go up 3-5 at halftime, I think if I'm Coach Patrick, I'm super happy with that.
Absolutely.
But they are going to have to win the ball back from Jesuit here. And then one of the beautiful things about lacrosse is it's a 50-50 after every goal, so there's always an opportunity.
Always a chance to get it. Number 11, Ruby Mackey, and number 8, Kate Gabrielson on the draw again. Looks like they shifted Johnson off the circle. She's down on the attacking end. Gigi Abernathy with the draw control. Full head of steam again, driving forward. Runs into a defender.
Block called, though.
A block was called. I'm intrigued at the differences in basketball from charges to blocks. It's a very tough call to call in the women's lacrosse game.
Opportunity. OES really needed that ball.
Georgia Dasklos with the pickup. Got a stack forming on the far side. Moving the ball over to number 8, Kate Gabrielson. Got a pick on ball and a slip in. Lost the defense. Big save by number 8, Tatum Hillis.
Back up with Jesuit again, closest to the ball when the ball gets out of bounds on a shot.
Kate Gabrielson with the ball at X.
2 minutes. 2 minutes left in the first half.
There's 2 minutes left in that first half here. OES looking to get a stop. Georgia Dasklos with the ball. With a drive and a good crash by OES to stop that 1v1. Drive in by number 11, Quinny Handley. Fake high, shoot low again.
Yeah, and I just think Handley got her defender in a little bit too low. What I mean by that is the defender didn't make contact until inside of the 6, and a player like Handley is just going to get her hands free and be able to shoot anywhere at that point. So I think they're really going to have to either, like I said, either face guard her or at least get pressure out higher. That way they have an opportunity to slide a little bit earlier. Defender probably, because she was backing up, wasn't really beat until inside the 8-meter, and I think that's just too late for a player like Handley.
Sooner.
Yeah, or at least have the opportunity to know when she's beat, and so you can see that slide earlier. A little late there for OES, and I think it's just tough with a player like Handley. I mean, obviously, class player, first team, player of the year out of Metro, and, you know, a UPenn commit. So, obviously, a lot of talent there.
Absolutely. Number 8, Kate Gabrielson for Jesuit with the draw. Number 11, Ruby Mackey with OES. We have Johnson back on the circle for OES. Ruby Gibbs on the far side. Looks like we have Gigi Abernathy and looks like Quinny Handley on the far side as well. Draw control, OES, they needed that one. Ruby Mackey.
Yeah, about with 1:20 left, I would like to see OES just work it around. Again, look for their best opportunity. They got 1:20 to put one up, go down 3. That's not terrible against Jesuit.
Johnson with a drive and a flag. Looks like a horizontal stick on number 23. Ellie Johnson. Oh, apologies. Ellie Johnson has the ball. 23, Claire Comstock.
Ooh. Oof. Surprised the shooting space wasn't called there, Britt?
I am definitely surprised the shooting space was not called.
You know, that's the thing about officials, though. They have a different angle than us. We get to be up here in the beautiful box with the best angle on the field, and they're down there running, doing all the hard work. So.
Absolutely. Luckily, they had a held flag for looked like maybe through the sphere.
Yeah. So Ruby Mackey with a decent hash here, but I think she really needs to protect her stick. Jesuit has been able to get checks on almost all of their 8 meters.
Yeah, they keep trying to run it in. This time it was successful. Ruby Mackey with a high to low shot, bottom left corner. 6-3, 55 seconds left in this quarter, this half. Sean, how long does it take to score a goal in women's lacrosse?
It depends on the team, but I've seen as little as 12 seconds. So
this is doable.
Yes.
Still within reach.
Anything's possible. That's why you can never turn off a women's lacrosse game too early, because you just don't know what's going to happen. But again, Mackey with the draw last time, with the self-draw, she just used her height there a little bit. So if she's able to pull it and push it up, I think that's going to be a move that OES will need.
If she's able to win that direction there, OES has the step on this near side close to the camera here, you can see. So if she's able to win that direction, could happen again, we'll see. Jesuit with the direction one.
Yeah, Gabrielson putting that out into space and able to run onto it.
OES trying to slow down the ball on the ride. Number 1, Lucy Maddox with the ball. Ruby Gibbs on defense, trying to slow her down. Oh, great cause turnover.
Yeah, that was a much-needed takeaway from Raymond.
Number 14, Raymond. In a quick double team, she needs help. Looks
Sending
like
triple.
Oh, yep, there's a triple team. Oh, off of Jesuit stick, though. Oh, interesting. It's a tough call to make down there. There's a lot of chaos happening. It's possible the official was saying that it was a check. Ooh.
I actually think that was a great call there. Attacker kind of lowered her shoulder as she was going in, and Ellie Johnson just held her ground. If I was the goalie, I would just hold on to the ball. There's only a few seconds.
And that is halftime. Current score is 6-3, Jesuit over OES. Wild game back and forth. Not a whole lot happening on the scoreboard, but definitely a lot of chaos happening on the field. Sean, what are your thoughts after this half?
Yeah, let's take a break. Halftime's only 5 minutes, agreed upon by the coaches. So we'll take a quick break and get back with you guys, and I'll give you my thoughts, Britt, on the other side.
Sounds good. See you in a couple minutes. Welcome back to our state semifinal matchup between OES and Jesuit. Current score is 6-3, Jesuit with the advantage right now. Sean, waiting for those thoughts from you.
Yeah, Brett, thanks for tossing the mic my way. Again, I think OES should be content with this. Are they happy? Probably not, but content maybe. I think 3 goals is, an easy thing to come back from. So I think it's still manageable here, and keeping it a game is awesome. I mean, when they played back in April 13th, it was 19-7. So I think they just have to keep playing one quarter at a time and stay focused on the controllables. It's going to start with the draw and just keeping the ball out of Jesuit's hands. On the other side, Jesuits scoring quickly when they get the ball, and right now it's just the duo of Hanley and Abernathy. They have other players for sure that can play, but right now it's two of their D1 commits, taking the team on their shoulders and going to go hard. So if I'm Coach Lakey, it's just settling my players in. As I mentioned, they have 10 new players to the varsity roster this year. So just kind of settling in the players who haven't been here before, and then leaning on both your senior leadership and your junior leadership. Jesuit with only 2 seniors this year, Vogt, and Maddox. And so I think just having them kind of lead the charge, and they know what to do. They've been here before. But it looks like Jesuit might be starting with 5 low. So maybe trying to get into their ride a little bit earlier, using one of their attackers on the circle.
Absolutely. OES staying with 4 on either side. We have Ruby Mackey and Kate Gabrielson again for the draw.
So it's kind of been 1-1. Gabrielson's been able to win it out over her shoulder down the 50. Mackey's trying to win it, I think, self or to Johnson. So we'll see what happens here. Officials are looking like they're having a little bit of a setup issue.
As an official this year, it's been pretty interesting to set up the draw with different draw sticks. It's difficult depending on how much pressure each person is putting on. So looks like number 8, Kate Gabrielson with the draw win. Quick ride from Ruby Gibbs. Quick pass down to Gigi Abernathy.
Yeah, and so that's happened a couple times now where Gabrielson's been able to win it out to the edge. Might need Coach Patrick to make a different call there and switch up the draw, or at least anticipate that it's going to go out to that corner and maybe move a player and see if that's the game within the game, as we call it.
Georgia Daskalos looks like they're trying to set up an X cut for an ISO play. Draws 2, dumps the ball over to Gigi Abernathy. The look isn't quite there, keeps it moving around the outside. Over to Gabrielson, down to Hanley behind. Hanley looking to drive with her left hand. Moves it over to Georgia Daskalos.
Not hearing a ton of talk from OES defensively right now. I know that was something Coach Patrick mentioned as their communications really improved.
We have a 3 seconds call. Sean, talk to me about defensive 3 seconds and what that looks like.
Yeah, so the 8 meter, which is on this field, the red line, inner red line, if you're not within a stick's length at the high school level, within a player, then you'll get called for 3 seconds. It's kind of the opposite of basketball. So
they're looking to stop the clock there. Trying to reset the clock to 10:43.
Yeah, so 3 seconds violation on Mackey there. Just needs to be within a stick's length of a player inside the 8 meter. And got caught ball watching, I think.
Dangerous hash for Gigi Abernathy.
Yeah, Abernathy, one of 2 goal scorers tonight for Jesuit.
Fake high, shoot low. It's working all day for her.
Yeah, and it
Gigi
seems like the
Abernathy.
last few have been a low shot. I wonder if that's a scouting report thing Coach Lakey's looked at of, goalie's obviously pretty tall from OES. Stands tall in her cage, takes up a lot of space. So they might be trying to just shoot low on her, get her to bite high.
If it's not broken, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, I mean, Hadley Abernathy connections happening, and we got 7 goals between the 2 and 7 up on the board.
Abernathy with a quick goal right off that free position shot. We're back at the draw circle with number 8, Kate Gabrielson, number 11, Ruby Mackey.
Yeah,
Current
so
score 7-3.
what I would like to see them do is move probably Gibbs, OES move Gibbs over around the 50, kind of between the 50 and the 45, and try to anticipate and then force Gabrielson into a different draw.
Absolutely. Hitting the same draw over her shoulder seems to be working for Jesuit, so it's time for OES to try to switch it up, correct?
Yeah, they just need to play a little bit of gamesmanship, the game within the game on the draw.
think players thought that was going to be a redraw. Johnson with that quick ground ball, moving it out to number 19, Kendall.
Yeah, Johnson's so good on the ground. She's so quick, such an athlete.
Ruby Mackey with the ball, passing it to Johnson. Quick X-cut. Ooh, bit of extension there. Called a push against number 4, Taylor Young. Johnson's going to get the ball at the top of the 12, clearing that lane. Johnson over to Ruby Halpin. Quick crash by Jesuit. Ruby able to pull back out, keep it alive. Rolling the crease, trying to find it on the far side, moving it up to Taylor Young. Check that, Kendall Cooney. Number 11, Ruby Mackey, trying to dodge. Got a held flag and a goal.
That was a nice shot by Mackey. She's got a tall frame, so putting it low corner was a great shot. And I think the thing OES did well there is they gave her room to dodge. One of the things is they've kind of been getting on top of each other a little bit. And so just moving your defender a little bit further away, really making them split that decision. Do they slide? Do they stay with their girl? Good spacing there by OES in order to allow for that drive.
Looks like Ruby Mackey went to the sideline to grab a draw stick. Number 11, Ruby Mackey, and number 7, Gigi Abernathy on the draw. Bit of extracurriculars happening with Ruby Gibbs and number 8, Kate Gabrielson.
Yeah,
Officials
Abernathy
have their eye
back
on
on the draw. Gonna push forward, but
Johnson there to pick it up.
yeah, I don't think that's the matchup you want to go towards. Johnson's just too quick.
Ruby Gibbs with a really athletic snag, trying to get out of that double team
Yeah,
from Jesuit.
she's got to move the ball.
Got to get away from that restraining line.
Yeah.
Almost got back checked there. Quick pass to Ruby Gibbs up top. Pulls in, drives, and goal! Assist from number 11, Ruby Gibbs. I believe that was number 26, Zoe Olson.
Yeah, I think Mackey with the assist there on that one.
You're right, number 11.
But fair enough, as Coach Patrick says, there's 3 Rubies on the team, so I'm sure they get confused all the time. And I told him it was the team of jewels, so I think that's OES's nickname for the year. A little late in the year to be giving out nicknames, but I'm doing it nonetheless. Great job by OES there sharing the ball. I think Jesuit kind of took a chance, and while Mackey is making the draw stick exchange and she's off, Jesuit sent a double, but as Mackey came back in, they weren't quick enough with their rotation. So Mackey was kind of open, slide came to her, which allowed for the second pass from where that slide came from. So good opportunities there for OES and way to share the ball from them. I know that's something Coach Patrick's really proud of, is that they don't have just one star player here at OES. You know, they really share the ball.
Absolutely. We have Gigi Abernathy back on that draw again. We'll see if it goes over to that left side.
Out into space, and Ellie
Johnson
Johnson
able to pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's who you want to put it into space to, but now Jesuit's able to set up their ride.
Bit of an extension there. Pass over to Ruby Halpin.
Halpin's had to come up really far to get that.
Yeah, she's a low attacker, correct?
Yeah, and as she came over, so did all of Jesuit.
Yeah, it's chaos over where that ball is on the ground.
Yeah.
Big pickup by, oh.
Yeah, I think that's just a held stick
cross.
right there. And if I was OES, I would just settle in a little bit, you know, try to take a couple minutes off this quarter. You're in a great position, down 2 goals.
Great dodge, by number 41. Through the sphere. There's a hard whistle. I'm not sure if they're looking to call a yellow or not. Looks like no.
Yeah, I think Young has gotten a little unlucky and maybe been a little bit too aggressive as well. I think it's just a combo. She's in the right place at the right time, but then just getting little bits of extension. So we'll see what OES does here. Halpin was looking to go early. I think she's looking to score, but if I was OES, I would just want to play calm, control the ball, keep it out of Jesuit sticks.
Find a safe goal. Setting that pick on ball, number 5, Ruby Gibbs. Out to Johnson. Quick pass to Ruby Mackey.
Yeah, I mean, what a catch by Mackey right there, just using her full extension to try to find that. Ends up on center hash, which is a great place to be. And she's so tall, I think she is able to protect her stick a little bit better than Halpin and Ellie Johnson were earlier.
Harder to get a safe check on someone so tall.
Yeah.
Ooh, and a goal by number 11, Ruby Mackey. Clutch free position goal. Looks like that's 3 for her, Sean. 4, I missed one.
Yeah, I think, you know, on one side right now we have Jesuit with the Hadley Abernathy combo, the junior combo. Bacon Junior Jesuit burger, if you will. And on the other side, you know, it's a lot of Mackey, a lot of Halpin, which, you know, they're young as well. Halpin's just a first year as the goal leader, but Mackey, a junior here, kind of doing it all for OES, taking the draw, taking charge. With I think Ellie Johnson currently is kind of singing an unsung role. Maybe
with those draw controls.
Yeah, maybe not so much what you would notice as a parent. Oh, did you score tonight? But definitely they would not have the success that they've had thus far if it wasn't for Ellie Johnson.
Quinny Hanley with that ball.
Across the body.
What hash are you putting that on, Sean? First or hanging?
Yeah, I would go hanging.
Looks like the officials agree. Foul on Ellie Johnson.
You know, I wish they would do that more with me at Redlands where I coach, but it never quite happens that way.
Why? Because you like defense going to the hanging hash?
Like all the other teams attack going to the hanging hash.
That'd be nice. We can't all be that lucky. What a snag by Ruby Maddox and a goal. Assist by number 7, Gigi Abernathy.
Yeah, she
or
was,
Lucy Maddox, apologies.
I think OES was just a quick start, and I don't think they were prepared for it, and Maddox was just wide open in the middle. And that's what you want to see from your senior leadership, you know, an opportunity to win the ball. I love the way Maddox plays. She plays with such fire and intensity.
Heart.
Yeah, I think she's a great little player. I think she does an awesome job, and I know Coach Lakey's, you know, really been happy with her senior leaders, Vogt and Maddox both. You know, small senior class after last year's, so only 2 of them this year. But
back to Kate Gabrielson and Ruby Mackey on the draw. Kate Gabrielson looks like she's switching up her stance a little bit, maybe trying to get a different look. Ruby Mackey able to come up with it.
Mackey using her height, but now triple teams honing in on her.
Hunting her down.
Errant pass there. And sometimes with those draw sticks, the reason players don't play with them, if they're strung from the factory, they are pretty tight and a little bit hard to get a pass away, so I don't know if that affected her pass.
Georgia Dasklos with a drive. Moving the ball back out to Lucy Maddox. Into Lucy Maddox, apologies. Gigi Abernathy. Over to Quinny Handley. Jesuit, big fans of those on-ball picks right there.
I think OES's defense is just getting too sunk in. Oof.
Dropped her stick low. Gigi Abernathy with a pass that goes wide, but Kate Gabrielson with a backup. Ball over to Georgia Daskalos. Pass inside to Quinny Hanley, and a save. Tatum Hillis.
I think that might be a dangerous follow through there.
Stopped the clock here. Dangerous follow through on Quinny Handley.
Yeah, Handley a little bit unlucky there. She had the edge, and then I think the defender was recovering, and as she decided to pull the trigger, it was just wrong place, wrong time. So no malintent there, just a little bit unfortunate. Her fall through did make contact with the player, and all the rules here, you know, in women's lacrosse are for safety. So
Ruby Gibbs up to Ruby Mackey. Sending it through those jewels in the middle of the field. On the far side, over to Kendall Cooney. Back up top to Charlotte Gibson, over to Ellie Johnson. Ruby Mackey coming in late with that draw stick switch. Looked like we had a held flag for some high pressure against Kendall Cooney.
Yeah, so should be easy right now for OES to get a good look. Their player up with Hadley out with the yellow.
Quick give and go. Oof. Looks like we have a forcing through by Kendall Cooney. Turnover going to Jesuit. Our goalie with the ball, trying to find a good clear. OES is a person up, therefore it's going to be difficult for Jesuit to find a good clear. Able to find a low pass over to number 2, Courtney Vaught. Moving it down the far side. Big ride from OES, getting into that double team. Taylor Young trying to get out of it. Taylor Young, you're looking for a yellow card there. It looks like there may have been some contact to her head. It's tough to see as an official. Bit of chaos. Looks like we're stopping the clock for a yellow card for dangerous contact on Ruby Mackey.
Didn't see quite what happened there, Britt. Can you tell us a little bit about that one?
I think what the official might be seeing is that she went in to try to go for that ground ball with limited regard for the safety of the player that she was contacting. I don't know entirely if I agree, but sometimes it's hard to see from up here what type of contact was happening. Jesuit with the ball. Looks like we're even.
Even until now, yep.
Until Jesuit's card gets released. Gigi Abernathy moving the ball through number 6, into number 4, Taylor Young with a shot. Went wide. Kate Gabrielson with the backup, able to keep it for Jesuit.
Yeah, that was a great look, just a little bit wide of cage. And now their cards released for Jesuit, so should be an easy find for them because they're player up.
High to high. Great save by number 18, Tatum Hillis, in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, so Abernathy with a ton of power on that shot, but just she went away from the low shots she'd been doing earlier and shot right into the goalie's stick there. Hillis standing tall in her cage.
Big clear, missed by OES. Ruby Halpin saved it to keep it in bounds, but it's still on the ground. Jesuit with a pickup. Going out to Taylor Young, up to Quinny Hanley.
And Abernathy's ahead of everyone right now. I don't know if OES saw her.
Ruby Gibbs with the crash, trying to make contact. Oof. Huge transition. Goal by Gigi Abernathy.
Yeah, I think OES just got a little bit dislodged and no one saw that Abernathy was below them. Definitely not a player on Jesuit you want to leave wide open with a lane to cage, as I think both her and Hadley have all of Jesuit's goals.
Indeed, they do. Ruby Gibbs tried to catch up, but she was too fast. Unable to keep her out of the back of the net. Big transition for Jesuit. Sean, talk to me about how big of a deal it is to not have releasable yellow cards at the high school level compared to the college level.
I don't know about, it depends on the amount, right? Obviously, it's two full minutes served, and then if you get 4 total for your team, you're down on the rest of the game player, and I think that's a pretty huge deal. Obviously, you know, U.S. Lacrosse and most lacrosse organizations are just looking for ways to keep the players safe and keep everyone playing. Trip, I think that was, unfortunately, that was a little friendly fire, actually.
Same team, maybe?
Yeah, I think it was same team, which is why it was not called.
Ellie Johnson with that big ground ball pickup.
But there's still a player down, so they're going to have to keep the ball hot here like they did earlier and just keep passing it around. You know, I think Charlotte North said something I totally agree with the other day was you can't run or you can't pass out of pressure. You got to run out as well. So it's keeping your feet moving as the pressure comes and not just stopping your feet and getting clobbered when you try to deliver that pass.
Absolutely. Sometimes they bail you out with a foul, but a lot of times they'll come up with a caused turnover. Huge turnover by number 23. Apologies, number 2 came up with that ground ball there for Courtney Vaught. Senior on the defensive end for Jesuit. OES able to ride and win it back. Ruby Halpin with that pickup.
Big play by Halpin. About a minute to go here in the quarter, and Halpin just keeps getting driven back further and further and further.
Able to find it on the far side, though. We got Charlotte Gibson running the ball. Looks like they're trying to move the ball before the pressure comes, but a bit of chaos as the ball stays on the ground. 23, Ellie Johnson, 23, Claire Comstock picks up that ground ball.
And OES is just looking a little unorganized in their ride right now. Some of them are kind of in man, some of them are kind of in zone. Great check
Big
there,
check.
though.
Jesuit able to pick up that ground ball. Huge ground ball pickup by number 10, Taylor Stalick. Taylor Young on the far side trying to move the ball under 3 pressured OES players. Looks like we have it across the body from the far side.
Well, there's 10 seconds left here, and Maddox is wide open.
Goes for the unselfish play and gets knocked down. Great knockdown by number 11, Ruby Mackey.
I think that might have been Hendrickson.
Oh, you're right, number 21. I saw the 1, threw me off. Emily Hendrickson, great cause turnover there.
Yeah, and I think Maddox just was trying to be a great senior leader, but I think she should have just took the shot. She was wide open and the space just closed down a little bit in front of her. So I completely see what she was trying to do. That I think that speaks to her character, the type of senior leader she is, but I think she just got to put it low at that point. Again, if you're OES down by 3, this is, you know, a much different game than when these two played each other back in, you know, early April. So I think Coach Patrick's right. I think OES has made a ton of improvements and we're doing some good things. But valuing the ball, I think, on both teams is, you know, is a little bit of an issue right now. I think there's just too many turnovers, both caused and uncaused, for either one of these teams to really feel like they have complete control of this game.
Absolutely. Even for Jesuit, there have been quite a few unforced turnovers that are happening. That might speak to the younger team. You know, you mentioned there were 10 new players to this roster from this time last year, so it might be interesting to see how the next 12 minutes go.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some importance on the draw. I think what I've seen is Gabrielson for Jesuit has been kind of their answer. If she's able to win it kind of off to this 50, then that's kind of what's been working for Jesuit. On the other hand, I think if you're getting the ball either self-draw with Ruby Mackey or out to Ellie Johnson's side. Johnson's been great on the circle. So we'll see how it plays out.
Absolutely.
One more quarter.
One more quarter. You may not be able to see it on the camera, but it looks like the officials are down here looking up a rule.
I don't think I've ever seen so many officials with a rule book out.
All 5 of them down there have it. It's fascinating. Women's lacrosse is a very hard game to officiate. There are so many rules and so many nuances and setups and things like that. So we appreciate our officials. I might be biased because I am one, but, you know, doing a great job out here.
Third team on the field.
We have 12 minutes left of this state semifinal matchup of OES versus Jesuit. Current score, Jesuit 9, OES 6. Honestly, could be anyone's game.
Yeah, it definitely still feels like both teams are in this. I mean, Jesuit with a lead, they probably feel a little bit more comfortable. You know, I think OES has to play this a little bit slower, so they might be a little less comfortable. but both teams have some key players who have been producing. I know talking with Coach Patrick earlier, he really felt Raymond, who ended up she's a senior who made second team all league. You know, she's kind of the quarterback of their defense, so I think she's going to have to step up and get her team to literally step up. I think they're just getting too sunk in against Jesuit, and I think you have to get early slides with Jesuit. So we'll see what happens in this last quarter, but anyone's game at this point. There it is again.
Good box out by Gigi Abernathy for Kate Gabrielson to get that draw.
Oh, great hustle play right there.
Number 26, Zoe Olson, a freshman.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want. Like, you're not winning the draw, but giving your team a second chance opportunity.
Absolutely, got to cause turnover.
And as a first year, I mean, what a stud to show up in a semifinal game and just outrun everyone.
Get that cause turnover.
Yeah, I mean, that's you know, Coach Britt, as a recruiter, that's what you look for, effort.
Absolutely. What are you doing when you don't have the ball in your stick? That's the most important thing. 13, Charlotte Gibson with the ball on the near side. OES probably really looking for a goal here. Number 11, Ruby Mackey. Little flip pass to number 23, Ellie Johnson. Quick flip down to number 41, Ruby Halpin, and an across-the-body call, giving our lefty attacker the second inside hash.
Yeah, I think Jesuits just getting overzealous a little bit in the defensive end. I think their footwork is fantastic, and they're playing fine, and then they're just wanting to get the ball back so quickly that they're going for these checks that maybe they shouldn't be going for.
Caused turnover by Jesuit. They're looking to feed on the backside there off that free position. Jesuit read it like a book, able to knock it down.
Good ball movement there, too, from Jesuit.
Lucy Maddox with the ball up top, moving it down to Georgia Daskalos. Up to Handley, over to Abernathy. Jesuit being really patient here.
Yeah, I think they're just milking their lead a little bit. They're not in a hurry. Up by 3.
Taylor Young with the ball. Bit of high pressure coming from OES here. Probably feeling the pressure a bit of needing the ball back. Kate Gabrielson with the ball behind the net. Moving it through Taylor Young. Daskalos.
It's like a little two-man game there.
Drive by Daskalos, trying to draw 2 and dump it over. Gigi Abernathy there to be an outlet. Gabrielson with the ball at X. Trying to keep the defense looking at her, moving side to side, not let them know where she's feeding to. Hanley with a drive.
You see how deep their defender got?
And a finish. Yeah, not making contact till about halfway through the 8 there.
Yeah, Bullard got herself all the way in, and when Hadley's just coming at you like that, your instinct is to continue to back up. But when she gets her hands free, she's just going to score. It's still kind of the Abernathy-Hanley show, right?
It is. Those 2 players scoring the majority of the goals for Jesuit, all of the goals for Jesuit. Check that. Really phenomenal weapons that they have on that attacking end. And good off-ball movement from the rest of the attackers to try to get them free. We have number 11, Ruby Mackey on the draw, and number 8, Kate Gabrielson. Let's see what tricks they have up their sleeve. OES really hoping to get the draw control here. Score is currently 10-6. 9 minutes and 10 seconds left. Looking for that self-draw. Unfortunately unable to come up with it. We have Jesuit coming up with the draw control. Quinny Handley moving the ball through Gigi Abernathy. Down to Lucy Maddox. Taking it through X. Jesuit being really patient here. Ball back out to Abernathy over at the elbow. Up to number 6, Hazel Mackey. Down through Taylor Young. Quick feed into Abernathy and a save. Clutch save by number 18, Tatum Hillis. OES picks up that ground ball. Looks like, is that number 11, Ruby Mackey? Yep. Up to Johnson. Up to number 21, Emily Hendrickson. Quick outlet to Charlotte Gibson and a ball on the ground, but a quick check. Unfortunately, ran into her own teammate there. OES really hustling to try to get that cause turnover. Oof, almost had that check. Number 6, Hazel Mackey able to come up with that.
Abernathy with good backup there. I don't know if Coach Lakey would have wanted that shot to be taken, but Mackey just a first year, a lot to learn. Now it looks like Jesuit's going to slow it down, take a breath. Sooner or later, OES is going to have to start to play a little bit more gamesmanship here and change up their defense a little bit to try to get the ball back. Still down 4.
Pressure out a little bit.
There is time, but
looks like they're starting to get a bit of pressure just outside the 12 here. Number 21, Emily Hendrickson with high pressure, gets burned a bit by Taylor Young, but a quick recovery. Unfortunate turnover.
Yeah, that's where an over-the-shoulder pass could really serve some of these younger players well. That way it's in front of you instead of behind you.
OES forgets to pick up ball. Georgia Daskalos with the left-handed crease roll, able to put it right past the goalie's head.
Haven't seen Daskalos' name tonight, so nice for a new OES or new Jesuit player to get on the board.
Daskalos, that's a name that is pretty familiar to Oregon Lacrosse. Her sister used to play here, correct?
Yeah, her sister is a Jesuit player, graduated last year, I believe, and is over at Hopkins.
Love seeing some Oregon Lacrosse kids getting their name out there. We have Kate Gabrielson and Ruby Mackey on the draw again. Current score 11-6, 6 minutes and 50 seconds left in this quarter, in this game. Flew by, Sean.
Yeah, great couple quarters here. Game's just starting to get away from OES a little bit. They need to come up with a game plan to stop the bleeding. Still enough time. Anything could happen, but
officials opting to reset the draw. Looks like we're struggling to get that ball in the correct portion of the stick. One of the hardest things as an official, I will tell you. Going over the back shoulder of Gabrielson. Abernathy able to come up with that draw control. Lucy Maddox with a quick drive. Big contact there, able to keep possession. Daskalos with the ball. Over to Handley. Out to Abernathy.
You're one of the assistant coaches asking for ball pressure.
Oof, great feed inside from Abernathy to Lucy Maddox. The senior with a high to low finish right off the stick side hip of Hillis.
Yeah, unfortunately, OES, the game's really starting to get away from them. I don't know how Maddox became that open in the center. OES wasn't really applying pressure to the feed, and then just a nice, easy inside finish for Maddox. And Jesuit's kind of picking up here, getting some different players involved now. Goal 30 seconds about.
Yeah, 30 seconds after that last one.
Yeah, so coming in succession here. I think OES needs to mix it up off the draw. Box out Abernathy.
Would you recommend maybe putting a fifth player behind the line there to slow down that fast break?
I think they still have opportunities to play a little gamesmanship in the corner. If I'm Gibbs, I would continue to kind of move down that line towards the 50 where the ball's been going. I think Mackey's only won it once this corner with the self-draw for high. So I would continue to kind of step in front of Abernathy. And there it is again, right out that 50, and Abernathy's away with it. So And, you know, OES is going to have to create some changes there if they want to get back into this game. Hanley up top to Daskalos.
Daskalos over to Abernathy. Abernathy down to Maddox. Moving the ball through X to Kate Gabrielson.
And Jesuit's just in no hurry at this point. They're just taking their time, moving the ball up 6 goals right now.
You can hear the OES coaches asking their team to pressure out as well.
Oh, a little bit of pressure there, 50-50.
Looks like we have an offsides. OES player stepped on the line, so it's going to be white ball.
Yeah, unfortunate there. You can reach over with your stick, but once a toe touches the line, it's offside. So good call there by the officials. OES players need to start pressuring out a little bit, putting a little bit of forcing the issue here with Jesuit.
Maddox with the ball under high pressure from Ruby Mackey.
All right, everyone's kind of stepping up now.
Big swing and a drive and a finish by Georgia Daskalos.
And then is the risky run with the high pressure, is the ability to recover. You know, good passing there by Jesuit, keeping their heads up, seeing the next pass, and good finish there from Georgia.
Looks like we have a timeout by OES. 4 minutes and 47 seconds left. Current score is 12-6.
I think with Daskalos's goal, it'll be 13-6, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. 13-6.
All right, so it was a tight 3 quarters, I think, from OES. I think the game's just gotten away from them a little bit. You know, to Jesuit's credit, they're starting to add a little bit new to the mix.
Yeah, getting some new shooters into the inside, able to drive.
Yeah, and so I think, you know, flip side, I think OES has been, you know, they're going to have to force the issue, and they're going to have to start making some moves on the draw circle defensively, coming up with a way to get the ball back. It might be a situation where now they're making adjustments in the draw circle as well as dropping an additional just to save the legs. But, you know, to Jesuit's credit, I think they have calmed down a little bit. There's been less turnovers. It's kind of been make it, take it for them. I think Gabrielson on the draw has been serving them well. She's been able to win it out to that 50 side, and either her or Abernathy has been able to come up with it. So a good adjustment for Jesuit. And then once they have the ball in their sticks, they're pretty good finishers. So receiving that inside pass to either Maddox or Daskalos has kind of been their last few goals. So good adjustments from Jesuit to bring the team together and kind of, you know, work on their team chemistry a little bit and settle in here in the semifinals. And, you know, OES has battled for 3 quarters. They just need to find a way to continue that effort that we saw from players like Olsen, and for us to start calling some new names on the OES side.
Absolutely.
You know, Mackey has been holding load. Ellie Johnson's been great on the circle. Halpin, you know, for a first year is holding her own as well, but I think a few other players are going to need to step up. You know, they have a couple second teamers in Cooney and Raymond, and they're, you know, they need to kind of lead the charge here.
Yeah, a couple clutch saves from their goalie, Tatum Hillis. They could really use a few more to hopefully be able to keep themselves in this game.
Yeah.
Seems like Jesuit's really in a nice rhythm now. Towards the tail end of this quarter, they were able to kind of settle in, like you mentioned, and get that rhythm going, finding those new players.
All right, so we've seen one slight adjustment. I would still like for the prediction to be for Gabrielson to win it and see if she has another draw on her. And, you know, if she is able to force it somewhere else and they don't move with you, then I think that's something. But going towards that 50, they have moved Ellie Johnson to the Abernathy side, so slight adjustment there. But I think they need to continue to force the issue and make Gabrielson kind of show her hands a little bit more and what she's capable of. Ball's on the ground,
Ball
so
on
you
the
know
ground,
it's gonna be
Johnson.
And I think she was a little confused of which way she was running there for a second. They haven't had the ball in a while.
They've had to run the other direction the majority of the last 4 draws.
Yeah,
Ruby
so
Gibbs with the ball on the inside, up to Mackey. Over to Kendall Cooney. Big slip in by Ruby Halpin, and it's stuff.
did that hit off the pipe?
I don't know if it hit pipe. It looked like it maybe hit goalie's hands. I'm not entirely sure. Sun going down up here. It's hard to see the ball.
Yeah, Oregon City has a beautiful stadium, but the sun in the eyes is a little bit of a hitch at that 6 p.m. game.
Johnson with the ball up top.
I think they're going to either need to ISO up Halpin or Johnson or Mackey at this point and force the slide and see if they can get a 2v1 on the backside somewhere. Looks like they're maybe going to do that with Gibbs.
They tried to find it, but the pass is a little bit behind Ruby Mackey there. Big pickup by Jesuit. Evie Hester with the ball. Looking for a clear to the far side.
I had some heat on it for a goalie outlet.
Yeah, it was a good snag. Lucky snag by Kate Vassen.
That was Taylor Stolick with the snag there.
You're right.
Oh, Halpin inside. A little bit of contact there. Again, I think Jesuit's playing it well. I think they're just reaching a little bit, getting some unfortunate contact.
We had a player running over. Looks like Jesuit was offside for a second, but it's been corrected. There's a free position and a save.
That's unfortunate for Halpin because she did such a better job protecting her stick there. It was just the finish was too easy for Hester to read.
Abernathy with a full head of steam running down the far side. Good pressure by number 4, Zoe Bullard, to slow down that fast break there.
And Jesuit content to just kind of get it wide and play it slow. Only a couple minutes here.
Abernathy totally fine with that pressure there, able to move it up to number 11, Quinny Handley.
These are the situations you talk about, you have a play for, but Handley
Through
just
traffic. Great finish, high to low finish by number 11, Quinny Handley. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left. Current score is 14-6.
the Handley's just a force out there. And again, that's kind of what happens if you decide to force out and you start taking away some passes, there is more room to drive. So Hadley had plenty of space to go to goal, and then the slides kind of got there at the same time she ripped that shot. So tough go for the goalie of OES.
Yeah, it's tough to see that through all of that traffic there.
Yeah.
Kate Gabrielson and Ruby Mackey on the draw again. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in this semifinal matchup. Jesuit versus OES.
That sun just right in everyone's eyes pretty much on the press box side. You can see every official, every coach kind of doing the salute. The sun
OES
salute.
with a huge draw control. Cross check from Jesuit. Ball stays with Ruby Gibbs.
Apply that pressure. And trying to run it out here. Good help. Oh.
Good outlet over to number 19, Kendall Cooney. Back outside to Johnson, up to Ruby Mackey.
OES has got to put the pedal to the metal here. Need to set up something quick.
Kendall Cooney with the ball, back up to Johnson. Looks like they might be setting up an ISO.
Looks like they were trying to play a little two-man game with Johnson and Cooney.
And now with Ruby and Johnson, or Ruby Mackey and Johnson. Big check caused turnover by Gigi Abernathy.
Abernathy's just been all over the field today, scoring goals, winning draws, getting checks. Great game for her tonight.
Lucy Maddox with the ball on the far side, opts to not drive. Passes back to Gigi Abernathy.
Yeah, and we're almost under a minute here to play, and I'm wondering if Jesuit's just gonna
take the foot off the gas.
Yeah, get out wide and just pass it around.
Oh yes, gonna send some pressure. Georgia Daskos with the drive, able to draw the shooting space call at the top center hash. Dangerous hash for Georgia Daskalos.
So they could shoot here, or she could just pull out and
decides to go for it. A save by Tatum Hillis. We're stopping the clock here. Looks like
it was maybe a goal circle violation. Yeah, just a reach in, trying to get that rebound, Daskalos. So that's kind of the risk you take, right, when you decide to pull the trigger on that shot. Is you could have just played pass for the last minute, but now you're giving the ball back to OES.
To potentially score another goal. 35 seconds left. We got Charlotte Gibson with the ball up top, down to Kendall Cooney. Over to Johnson.
Oh.
Ooh, errant pass.
I don't think Halpin or Mackey was ready for that.
Got to put names on passes. We got 20 seconds left. It's Jesuit's ball. Jesuit gets it over to Evie Hester.
And again, Jesuit doesn't need to be in a hurry here. They can just play the 2v1 with the goalie and whatever other player's over.
Evie Hester not moving her feet here. Gets a big check across the body call on the officials. Officials are saying there's 2 seconds left on the clock.
Everyone else is saying the game's done except for the officials.
Bit of chaos down here. In the last 2 minutes, any foul inside the critical scoring area stops the clock. So, and that's the game. We have Jesuit over OES 14-6. What a semifinal matchup. I know it got away from them in the end, but how are you feeling if you're OES or Jesuit during these games?
Yeah, I think I think OES had 3 great quarters and were able to do some great things. Sean Patrick, he's in his 4th season as the head coach, but he's been a part of the OES program for 14 seasons, I believe. So
it's a long time.
I think he should be proud of the work he's done with his girls and the ability they had to play tonight. They'll lose some awesome seniors. Ruby Gibbs is actually coming down my way. She's going to Pomona. So unfortunately a rival school in the SCIAC. And, they have a couple other seniors. Like I mentioned, Raymond, she made 2nd team. And Hillis, their goalie, who I think did what she could do tonight. I think she should be proud of the way she played and the effort she gave. But on the bright side, I think they have some up-and-comers. I think Olsen, obviously Haplin, who made 1st team. Kobos, who Coach Patrick gave a shout-out to earlier this year and mentioned she did a little bit of face guarding, so they got some young talent. And I think Ellie Johnson and Ruby Mackey will be seniors next year, and they'll have this experience to lean on. So I think they should be proud of the way they played. On the flip side, Jesuit's been here. They've done that. I think they probably were expecting to win after their first meeting. But I think they just need to settle in a little bit. Their first 3 quarters, they had quite a bit of unforced turnovers. And they were just kind of throwing the ball in the bounds. Once they settled in, started getting some other people involved on attack, Maddox and Daskalos, I thought they played a lot better. So, I think they worked through some things in the game, which is always super important as a team to be able to make adjustments as the game goes on and not kind of get stagnant in whatever you're in. So congratulations to Jesuit for, getting themselves to another state finals. And I think OES should hold their heads high and be, ecstatic for the way they played and the ability, that they had 3 great quarters and just one got away from them a little bit.
Absolutely. And if you're Jesuit, you are probably going to hang around for this next semifinal matchup that we have starting in about 20 minutes. We have Lake Oswego versus Lake Ridge. That game is happening in 20 minutes. We are going to take a quick break, catch us back on that stream. Coming back soon.